The world stands at a crossroads. Technology is advancing at an unprecedented rate. Global tensions are simmering. In these uncertain times, an ancient concept is gaining new relevance: prophetic warfare. This form of conflict transcends the physical realm. It operates on the belief that spiritual forces directly influence earthly events. Proponents of prophetic warfare believe in the power of prayer, prophecy, and spiritual intervention to shape the course of history. They see the world locked in a battle between good and evil. This battle plays out not only on battlefields but also in the minds of men and women. Prophetic warfare is not a new phenomenon. Throughout history, religious leaders and mystics have claimed to receive divine messages about future events. These prophecies often warned of impending doom or promised victory against enemies. What is new is the increasing urgency and visibility of prophetic warfare in the 21st century. Driven by global instability and technological disruption, more and more people are turning to spiritual explanations and solutions for the challenges of our time. This resurgence of prophetic warfare has significant implications for how we understand modern conflict. It suggests that future wars may not be fought solely with conventional weapons. Instead, they may involve a complex interplay of technology, ideology, and faith. The battle for hearts and minds could be just as important as the battle for territory and resources. One of the most vocal proponents of prophetic warfare today is Athos Salome, a Brazilian parapsychologist who has been dubbed the living Nostradamus. Salome claims to have accurately predicted a range of events from the COVID-19 pandemic to Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter. His predictions, often shrouded in cryptic language, have gained a global following. Salome's pronouncements, like those of Nostradamus centuries before him, tap into a deep human desire to make sense of a chaotic world. Athos Salome's most alarming prediction is the advent of a World War III by the end of 2024. This conflict, he suggests, will be unlike any previous war in human history. It will be a technological war, fought not with tanks and soldiers, but with artificial intelligence, cyber weapons, and disinformation campaigns. This prediction reflects a growing anxiety about the transformative power of technology. The rapid development of AI in particular has raised concerns about autonomous weapon systems and the potential for algorithmic warfare. Salome is not alone in his concerns about technological warfare. Cybersecurity experts have long warned about the vulnerability of critical infrastructure to cyber attacks. Power grids, financial institutions, and communication networks are all potential targets. A successful cyber attack on these systems could cripple entire nations, causing widespread chaos and disruption. The line between peace and war is becoming increasingly blurred in the digital age. A cyber attack can have the same devastating impact as a conventional military strike, but it is often much harder to attribute and respond to. The rise of artificial intelligence adds another layer of complexity to this new battleground. AI-powered systems are already being used for military purposes, from drone surveillance to target identification. As AI becomes more sophisticated, there is a risk that it could be used to develop autonomous weapon systems that can select and engage targets without human intervention. The prospect of machines making life or death decisions on the battlefield raises profound ethical and strategic questions. The increasing integration of AI into military operations also raises concerns about the potential for accidental escalation. An AI system, misinterpreting data, or operating on faulty algorithms could trigger a chain of events leading to unintended conflict. As we enter this new era of technological warfare, it is essential to establish clear ethical guidelines and safeguards to prevent catastrophic consequences. The predictions of Athos Salome gain added weight against a backdrop of escalating global tensions. From the Middle East to Eastern Europe, long-standing conflicts simmer and threaten to boil over. The rivalry between the United States and China continues to intensify, fueled by economic competition and geopolitical maneuvering. Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022 shattered the post-Cold War order and raised the specter of nuclear conflict to a level not seen in decades. Adding to these anxieties is the erosion of the global arms control framework. Treaties that once limited the development and deployment of nuclear weapons have either expired or been abandoned. The result is a more uncertain and dangerous world where the risk of miscalculation or accidental escalation is heightened. The Doomsday Clock, a symbolic timepiece maintained by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, has been moved closer to midnight in recent years, reflecting the growing threat of global catastrophe. The historical parallels to the Cold War are striking. During that era, the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in a dangerous game of nuclear brinkmanship, each side amassing vast arsenals of weapons capable of destroying the world many times over. Communication, both direct and through symbolic actions, played a crucial role in managing this rivalry. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962, when the world came perilously close to nuclear war, highlighted the importance of clear communication and the devastating consequences of miscalculation. In the 21st century, the nuclear landscape is more complex and unpredictable. More countries possess nuclear weapons, and the lines of communication between them are not always clear. The risk of a nuclear incident, whether intentional or accidental, is a sobering reminder of the stakes involved in global power struggles. The lessons of the Cold War, particularly the importance of dialogue and diplomacy, are more relevant than ever. The concept of prophetic warfare has also gained traction within the United States, particularly among certain segments of evangelical Christianity. For these believers, prophetic warfare is not just about interpreting global events through a spiritual lens, it is about actively engaging in spiritual warfare to influence political outcomes. They believe that prayer, fasting, and other forms of spiritual activism can shift the balance of power and bring about God's will on earth. This movement has gained significant influence within the Republican Party. Figures like Lance Wallnau, a self-proclaimed prophet, have amassed large followings by promoting the idea that Donald Trump's presidency was divinely ordained. Wallnau and others argue that Trump is a modern-day Cyrus, a flawed but chosen instrument of God tasked with restoring righteousness to America. This belief has mobilized evangelical voters and provided a theological justification for supporting Trump, even in the face of his controversial policies and personal behavior. The rise of prophetic warfare in American politics raises concerns about the blurring of lines between religion and politics. Critics argue that it undermines democratic norms by suggesting that political leaders are accountable to a higher power, rather than to the electorate. They also worry that it fuels political polarization and intolerance by casting political opponents as not just wrong but evil. The belief in prophetic warfare has also been used to justify increasingly extreme positions on issues such as abortion, LGBTQ+ rights, and the role of government. For some proponents, these are not just political debates but spiritual battles between good and evil. This framing has contributed to a more divisive and confrontational political climate. The increasing influence of prophetic warfare in American politics is a testament to the enduring power of religion in public life. It also highlights the challenges of navigating the complex relationship between faith and reason in a pluralistic society. As the United States grapples with its political and social divisions, understanding the role of religion in shaping those divisions will be essential.